title Aita nearly died, then my dark humor broke his heart. Hey Reddit, I need an outside perspective on what happens when love, fear, dark humor, and, well, human fragility collide. Spoiler, I didn't plan for my jokes to create a Grand Canyon-sized communication gap, but here we are. Is humor to blame, or the fact that we were both staring down a life-or-death scare? I'm 26F, and my fiancé 28M, and I have been together for 4 years. One of the pillars of our relationship, other than his obsession with coffee and my devotion to poorly sung karaoke, is how well we communicate. Arguments rarely last beyond a few hours, and we've always met in the middle. A calm harbor, even when life storms. I've battled lifelong health issues, weak muscles, heart problems, but he's been a rock, always supportive and steady. Last fall, we got engaged, and life felt like a bouquet of Pinterest-perfect moments. Until this past Tuesday, when a run around the block turned more dramatic than a reality TV reunion episode, and a lot more serious. During a morning jog that left me unusually winded, even for me, my heart had the audacity to pull a plot twist in the form of a full-blown heart attack. One hospital ride later, I was alive, heart inflamed but stable. My fiancé hasn't left my side since, even dozing in the chair next to my hospital bed like some loyal but drowsy guard dog. His presence was tender, his concern palpable. At least this was his MO, until Wednesday, when my humor started turning his compassion into combustion. Let's talk about coping mechanisms, friends. So there I was, mid-hospital bathroom standoff, trying to give a urine sample, but deeply grossed out by the sticky floors and dodgy lock. Feeling vulnerable, clingy to my IV pole, and more than a little embarrassed, I cracked a dark joke to lighten the moment. Do you think I'm gonna die? Now, my fiancé usually laughs at my deadpan sarcasm. But this time, oh no, he snapped. Why do you always make those F jokes? It's not funny. Then he turned on his heel and left me, alone with my IV and the weight of a lot more than just a plastic cup. Ouch, talk about overshooting the laugh-o-meter. Fast forward to later that day. A nurse informed me I'd need to stay an extra night for observation because apparently your heart doesn't enjoy speed healing after it betrays you. To break the gloom, I chimed, well, at least the food here beats our honeymoon hotel's reviews. And my fiancé, he just stared at me with this hollow-eyed exhaustion you usually only see on people who've slept next to toddler overlords. This isn't a joke, Name. Stop acting like it is, he muttered. And just like that, my attempt to add sprinkles to the hospital pudding backfired again. Finally, we reached the morning of day 3. Still in my hospital gown, we discussed how to reorganize our wedding plans. Postponement? Downsizing? I thought I'd throw out my darkest joke yet, expecting it to at least earn a tiny chuckle. Maybe we should just hire a funeral director instead of a wedding planner. 2 birds, 1 stone. It felt clever in my head. His reaction? He slammed his coffee mug onto the hospital side table with an alarming clatter. I can't do this right now, he said sharply before storming out. That hour of silence that followed, it wasn't filled with wedding bells, I'll tell you that. Since that coffee-slamming walkout, things have been different. He's still here, helping sitting with me, but conversation feels like reheated leftovers. We finally shared a sushi takeout box last night. While there were a few laughs, the space between them felt uncomfortably dense. Light, it turns out, isn't as easy to find when dark humor stops being funny. Here's the thing, humor is how I cope, always has been. It turns chaos into something manageable, even survivable. He's always appreciated that about me, until now. Suddenly it feels like my jokes threw bricks instead of lifelines, and I hate that the thing I rely on to keep me steady made him crumble. I never meant for him to feel like I wasn't taking this seriously. Of course I am. I just wanted us to laugh at the fear before it swallowed us whole. But fear does strange things to people. Watching me lie in a hospital bed probably broke something in him. A quiet terror he isn't sure how to voice. Maybe he needed me to acknowledge that fear instead of sidestepping it with punchlines. By joking, it's possible I made him feel like I wasn't honoring what he was going through, his grief, his fatigue, his vulnerability. And truthfully, I don't blame him for wanting more than humor when his world felt like it was collapsing. So here I am, Reddit, trying to mend the humor gap. I know coping isn't one size fits all, but if I can use my humor alongside serious reassurance, maybe there's hope here, right? Aita for being myself when maybe he needed me to be someone else just for a moment, or was this just two scared hearts trying to beat in sync?